it's been a long journey that I've been on, and been fortunate to have a lot of wonderful mentors, one of which is behind the seat camera here, you know. How you do one thing is how you do everything. And one of the best things that you can do in chiropractic is be specific. You know, no matter what you're doing, be specific in everything that you do. And I really was drawn to upper cervical because it's very specific. And if you look back in chiropractic, that's where all the miracles tend to happen, you know? When people have these crazy cases and these big recoveries, it was usually the upper cervical that was being adjusted. And so that's kind of what drew it to me. That and the specificity, just the analytical brain, part of my brain really kind of was attracted to that. And so my encouragement to docs, really, and students and student doctors, is to just be as specific and precise as you can in chiropractic. That'll get you the best results. And if you pay special attention to the upper cervical, that'll really take care of a lot of your patients. You know, you can get away with missing things here and there in the body, but that upper cervical area is really important. Yeah, that would be my overarching thing. One of the other things Nick and I were talking about a second ago was that approach, being specific and going all in and doubling down on your unique offering to your marketplace, right? Your unique service in healthcare as a chiropractor is the location, detection, and correction of vertebral subluxations. That's really the only thing that separates you from the next guy or gal down the street. So it's an interesting idea, because sometimes we want to go and try and taste a lot of these different modalities and little things that are out there, because, you know, we want to help people that are in pain. And there's a lot of good therapies out there for pain, but there's no substitution for subluxation detection and correction. There isn't. There's no other professional out there on the planet that's looking to locate and correct vertebral subluxation. There's not. So for as much as we are attracted to and want to do the other services, it actually makes you more like everybody else. And so one of the best things you can do, just not only for humanity and for your patients, is quality chiropractic care, but also for your business. It'll actually set you apart if you are just really, really good at what you do.
And do you see a confluence where...
and we're good, yes.
Yeah, confluence where chiropractic philosophy and chiropractic research are coming together, where there's less and less distinction because the research seems to be confirming what we've always said philosophically?
Yeah, I would say so. You know, we have this philosophy of above, down, inside, and out, of the body's innate healing and adaptive capabilities. And where the research lately has been coming in is this idea of adaptability, because in our philosophy we say that the body has this innate intelligence and it's constantly adapting you to universal forces for your own benefit. And in the human body, that adaptive presence is the autonomic nervous system. You know what I mean? That's what your autonomics are for, nervous system at large, but really your autonomics. It's really the brain stem that's the decision maker on an innate level of what to do and when to do and how to do it. Most of the upper cortex is like learned behavior, our senses and this and that. But the brain stem is really the core of the autonomic nervous system, which is the inception point, in my opinion, or I don't want to talk too vitalistically because we've got some objectivity here, but objectively you could say it's the master organizer of the body. And so the research is all around your autonomics. And there is some good research around your autonomics. I didn't bring it up yesterday, but Dr. Kessinger just came, and his group just did a pulse pressure study. So the difference between the pressure in your arteries at rest versus on full contraction, that differential right there. I'm trying to think of how it is. I think it's the higher the difference, the bigger problem we have. I think that's what it is. There's not that relaxation all the way. There's this tension in the artery, which is governed by the autonomics. And we're seeing great changes under chiropractic care with that. There's a lot of autonomic nervous system testing, heart rate variability testing that's being done, and things like that, where we're able to assess the autonomics and how they're working. And so that, to me, is where a lot of this union is coming between the research and our philosophy, is these studies on the autonomic nervous system.
So one more last question. If a chiropractor, young chiropractor, or a student wanted to seek out either information on upper cervical chiropractic or the science, the neurology, if you will, the newer models of how the subluxation affects neurology, where would you direct them?
Yeah, it's a really good question. So if you're a student right now, the best thing I can say is if you don't already have an upper cervical club on your campus, to please reach out to us. As a council of the ICA, we have an upper cervical council. One of our initiatives is to help foster and kind of like, not oversee, but kind of just help, mentor would probably be a better word, to mentor upper cervical clubs on college campuses. And so if you don't have a club, or if you're starting one, you want to start one, then ICAuppercervical.com is our website, right? You can reach out to us. You can look me up on Facebook, Dr. Ian Bulow, and just connect, just connect with us. Because those clubs are where the goal is going to be to bring in presenters like myself and others, and not to necessarily talk technique per se, but more of these concepts of the brainstem and of cerebral spinal fluid dynamics and blood flow in and out of the skull and all of these things that help us as chiropractors know why it is so important that we don't allow for subluxations to exist in this area, because it can be hugely detrimental to someone's health and potential. So ICAuppercervical.com. If you are curious in the Blair method, BlairTechnique.com has all the seminars there. If there's not one in your area, contact me and we'll make something happen.
Awesome. Thank you very